Welcome back to the Cam Insider Newscast. I am Tom. I'm with Cam.
Hello.
And together we're Tom and Cam. And we're going to bring you Disney and Universal news and rumors for the week. Cover some of the bigger stories. And before we get started, we're going to tell you to go to academytravel.com. They are one of our show sponsors. Anywhere you want to go. Disney destinations, Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, more. They can do everything. Go to academytravel.com. Mm-hmm. Also, check out DVC Resale Market at dvcresalemarket.com. Whether you're buying or selling DVC points, they are the experts in the industry. They have decades of experience combined. Very good people to deal with. And go to Happy Limo, happylimo.com. Use promo code TKI for a discount on their luxury travel services.
I'm just sitting here bobbing my head because I don't know what else I can do.
So, yeah. All right, so we're going to talk about Disney news and rumors. That's what people expect us to talk about. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay.
All right, so where should we start? Should we talk about these ticket price increases?
Yeah.
So we'll get the bad news out of the way first, right?
There's ticket price increases.
So they go
again.
Yeah, again. So it's considered peak period now, and we discussed this back in October that they're doing this very confusing daily kind of price schedule thing. Date-based ticket pricing is what they're calling it. Bob Iger's rationalization for it is that it's supposed to spread out demand throughout the year.
Right.
I think it's really confusing.
Yeah.
Most people, I'll be honest, most people aren't going to notice much of a difference unless you're going to a Disney park for one day.
Right.
If you're going for one day, you're probably going to see a difference. If you're buying a package like most people do.
I was going to say, it doesn't change the demand throughout the year. It just means that they might make more money on certain days of the year.
Pretty much.
It's like such a small difference most days that people aren't even they're just going to pay it and they'll just pocket it.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay. So now, as of this week, this is what you can expect if you're going for one day. One day at Walt Disney World. One day ticket during peak period is now $159 specifically for one day base theme park tickets between. Okay, this is for between Christmas and New Year's, $159.
Okay, so that's not summer.
No. 4-day tickets in the summer will cost $9 more per day for select periods. A single day ticket, the lowest price date range remains unchanged at $109.
So now the cheapest ticket you can get is $109.
$109. The water park annual pass has increased by $9 from $130 to $139. Standard parking remains unchanged, but for preferred parking now has two tiers. Mm-hmm. Regular season preferred parking is $45 and peak parking is $50 per day.
That used to be $50. So so if it's preferred parking was $50 a day, you're going in non-peak. It's actually $5 difference. Like it's lower.
Right.
Well, so that might be a good thing.
Yeah, people. So okay, so
I feel like $50 park's ridiculous, but
yeah,
the cities they do it all the time.
Yeah, people, kind of freak out every time there's a price increase at Walt Disney World.
It's not that much.
It's not that much. And most people who buy a package, they're not even really going to notice.
Right. It's I think it's not that much. But then, I guess what gets people is it's not that much this time, and it's not that much next time. It's not that much next time. But when you go back to like a year ago, or 2 years earlier, it starts to look like a lot.
Yeah, so, it does start to add up. But you have to look at. Not that I'm justifying it, but you look at how much they're building and how much it's costing, and the money's got to come from someplace. I mean, at this point, I don't feel like they can really fit more people in the park. So what if you've been to the parks lately? They're very crowded. So I think what they're doing is they're basically just charging people who are there more. Mm-hmm. And then
like they're going to start offering perks probably,
Yeah.
Things like that,
Now, I do think eventually Disney's going to have to look at opening a fifth gate. I just don't see how they can't do it, but they're doing so many other projects right now.
How much ticket prices will go up then?
Yeah. But it is what it is. But as long as the parks are crowded, people are going to pay it. They're going to pay it. So if people start dropping off, then they might slash the prices to get people in, but that doesn't seem to be happening.
No, it doesn't. It used to be that they'd have the deals and everybody booked for them, but you don't get the deals like where you had kids go for free and things like that, like they used to have. Just a few 10 years ago.
Yeah, now they did free dining, but they even changed. They've changed free dining. Free dining used to get standard dining with moderates. Now you're getting quick service. The windows are very small, and it's supply and demand. I mean, as long as there's a
limited number,
massive demand for Walt Disney World in particular, you're not going to see a lot of deals. Mm-hmm. And people are like, well, I'm not going to go. I'm like, you know what? You say that, thousands and thousands of other people are going to go, and they're going to pay for it. Mm-hmm. That's why they can charge what they charge, because
you don't have to go.
You don't have to go. Disney will be fine. Yeah. They're going to be fine if you don't go. But if you want to, I guess, get the best value out of your trip now with the price increases and with it becoming more confusing, we would recommend using a travel agent to make sense of it, because Disney's obviously they're gonna charge you the most they can charge you through their website.
And they'll know when's the best time. Mm-hmm. They'll know if there's deals. A lot of times if a deal pops up and you're in that window, they'll rebook it for you so you get the best deal.
Right.
Also, I'd recommend, we've done articles before of ways you can save money to go to Disney. Mm-hmm. So there's different things you can do in every day, your daily routine that you can save you money, and then you can bank that. So you still get to go, and it won't be as painful, and you might find ways to get it cheaper. Yeah. So recommend those two things.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be more and more important, I think, going forward, if you're on a budget, especially to take advantage of a travel agent. That is our advice to you. So the big news this year, obviously, is Galaxy's Edge.
Yes, we didn't get to do a show since this was announced because I've been sick.
Yeah.
So we're a little behind because I've
been ill. A little bit behind. But Galaxy's Edge, okay, so I wondered how they could open it this early.
3 or 4 months difference in Walt Disney World. I was like, something had to give.
Well, go ahead. So you read the fine print of the press release they sent out. And the press release is that they are opening it in phases. Mm-hmm. Translation, it's going to technically be open earlier, but it's not technically going to be done. So they kind of did this with Pixar Pier too, where they opened Pixar Pier. They had, the Incredicoaster, and they had some rethemed attractions, but the new attractions they're building,
they're still working on. Fantasyland, same thing. They opened it up, but they didn't have. They had the Mermaid done, but they didn't have the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train wasn't done. So I do this because people were all waiting until next year. They're waiting to see what was going on with dates. This way they can get bookings. People have to come back twice. They want to see everything. But yeah, just be aware that Phase 1 is going to have the Millennium Falcon ride completed, which I think most people want to see the Millennium Falcon, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's the big attraction. I mean, I really do think that the Millennium Falcon ride is the big attraction because most people want to ride the Falcon. But Rise of the Resistance in both parks, as I'm understanding it. Now, this is...
We'll read it exactly as it says.
Okay, this is from Disney's own press release. Right. This is coming from Disney directly.
So make sure people are aware of this. So make sure you know this.
Right. On opening day for Phase 1, guests will be transported to the remote planet of Batuu. Now, again, it's August 29th for Walt Disney World and May 31st for Disneyland. Full of unique sights, sounds, smells, and tastes, guests can become part of the story as they sample galactic foods and beverages, explore an intriguing collection of merchant shops, and take the controls of the most famous ship in the galaxy aboard Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, which is the one most people are really excited about. Phase 2, opening later in the year, will be Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, the most ambitious, immersive, and advanced attraction ever imagined. Which is why it's opening
later.
Right. This is the one that has the walkers in it. This is the one that's going to have the trackless ride system.
Right.
And we've talked a little bit about that.
They just had the media there a couple weeks ago, and they only got to see, with the VR, a third of it. Yeah. So, I mean...
I have to wonder
wondered about that, actually.
If Episode 9 is part of the reason, because there might be, since this does take place in the sequel era, if maybe there's some spoilers in there, and that's why they...
And that would affect the Falcon, too, and it doesn't. So I don't know.
I don't know. Unless the Falcon's, in the past.
No, I don't think so.
Dealing with time warp, like Star Tours.
Because they're talking about why... I think there's books and stuff going to be coming out why the Falcon is at Batuu. So why it's left there. So,
Yeah. So, okay. So this places guests in the middle of a climactic battle between the First Order and the Resistance, and will blur the lines between fantasy and reality.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be... I'm sure it'll be pretty cool.
From everything I'm hearing, it's going to be amazing.
In light of tremendous demand, Disney made the decision to open the land in phases to allow guests to sooner enjoy the one-of-a-kind experiences that make Star Wars Galaxy's Edge so spectacular. Guests planning to visit Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland between May 31st and June 23rd will need valid theme park admission and will be required to make a no-cost reservation, subject to availability, to access the land.
Okay, so keep that in mind. But your agents would know this and would help you get that set up.
So translation, and we had heard before that there was even a possibility of Star Wars opening in January of next year at Disney World.
Translation, Disney wanted to get people in the park right now so they can make more money on it. So we're going to open phases now. So
yeah, so it's not going. It will be the land will be done. Everything will be done, but the second ride will not be open. So just be aware if you're going early.
I think a lot of people aren't aware of this. We
No.
want to make sure that we let you know this, because it's going to, if you want to, you can go twice.
I think that's
cool.
what they're hoping people will do, is go twice.
But just so you know, that if you're planning on going when they open or close to the beginning, that only part of it is going to be open. That's not all of it. Both rides will not be there. Only one of them will be open. The other one will be opening this year in both parks. They said they will open this year, but it's going to be in a phase. They said it will open later this year.
Yeah, so
just be aware.
People have to understand that. So So if
you're thinking of going later in the year, November, December, probably I'd say December, you're probably good either way.
I'm thinking
one next year, you're good.
Yeah, I'm thinking December. Definitely, they'll have everything open by then. But it is weird that they are opening it early. And again, I think that's to get, because look, Disney's fiscal year ends September. They're probably trying to get,
and bookings are down.
They're trying to get people.
I don't know how I keep saying bookings are down. You can't even walk in the park.
If you've been to the park lately, they're crazy crowded. I don't understand.
Even when we've been saying, and even on Lance was saying on our live streams that he was doing, people keep asking, when should I go? Go when it's convenient for you, because no matter when you go, it's going to be bad. And crowd calendars more and more are becoming less and less accurate.
Crowd calendars, this is my personal opinion.
You think they cause the problem?
I personally, and I've said this before, and I don't know, look, I mean, I have to sit down and crunch numbers, and I don't feel like doing that.
No, I mean, you would do it anyway.
For the most part, I think the crowd calendars actually help create the problem, because it used to be, everybody was like, well, go in January, go in February, the crowds are light. Now you see massive crowds in January and February, I think because they're all looking at the crowd calendar and they're being like, oh.
Actually, we had lighter crowds in the summer.
Yeah, because nobody goes, because the crowd calendar says.
And it's hot.
And it's hot, and the crowd calendar says it's going to be really crowded. So don't go in the summer because it's going to be crowded, but we have gone in July and it's been very, very, very light crowds.
Pro tip, August 29th is going to be really busy.
Yeah, Star Wars. I'm
just letting you know now.
If you don't care about Star Wars, highest possible recommendation to go to the parks before Star Wars opens.
Or go after it opens and go to the other parks, because you'll probably have no trouble getting on to Flight of Passage.
Yeah, you can go to the Flight of Passage now. So
just keep that in mind. But just letting you know that it is opening in 2 phases, because a lot of people aren't mentioning that. And it's opening in 2 phases according to the press release. So, I mean, I just want to make sure you guys understand that. By all means, go so you can say you were there at the opening. And if riding the Falcon is something that you want to do the most, then you have no problem. But if the Rise of the Resistance ride is what you're interested in, you might want to wait a little bit on that one.
Yeah. So also opening this summer across town. So you can do both. You can do both. A new Harry Potter attraction is coming to Universal. They had more details on it. There's a video out there on the Kingdom Insider. You can see Tom Felton, who plays Draco Malfoy, does this little video, and they talk with the folks working on the attraction, and they're really putting a lot into this one. Now, I think we did a sort of a rumor roundup of the attraction last year, and you can find that on the Insider as well. So it's going to be a pretty revolutionary ride experience, but it's got a really long name. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure.
They keep making the names longer and longer. Is anybody else noticing this?
Yeah, I think most people are probably just going to call it Hagrid.
Hagrid's.
And be done with it. So, okay, so you're going to be in a motorbike, but here are some of the things that Universal revealed in a press release earlier this week. The new experience combines a new level of storytelling and innovative coaster technology with rich environments and sets, including an actual forest with 1,200 live trees.
Well, I'd hope they're live trees.
So
they're helping the environment at the same time.
They're actual trees, real trees, not animatronic trees. Experience a freewheeling coaster flight where you'll twist, turn, and rush forward and backwards at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour into the dark forest.
Which means he won't ride it.
I don't really like
he
coasters
won't ride
that
it.
much.
Anyway, I will, but he won't. Go ahead.
I don't like coasters. I just don't. Encounter some of the Wizarding World's rarest magical creatures, such as a majestic centaur, a swarm of mischievous Cornish pixies.
That's very specific.
Fluffy the 3-headed dog, and even one that's never been seen in the films.
Okay, so get something new.
So, hurl past challenging obstacles, drop into an endless pit of devil snare, and so much more, while encountering a few surprises along the way. So
I don't know if I would use the word hurl if I were them, but okay.
Right, but it is going to be sort of a combination of a coaster and dark ride, which we've heard, and again, it's got that drop. And they have showed other coasters that use the same technology. Basically, the coaster track goes so far, drops to another level, and then goes on again. But it is going to take place in the Forbidden Forest. Hagrid, of course, goes in the forest. They probably will have giant spiders and all kinds of crazy stuff. But they're putting a lot into it. Sounds
really cool. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, he just doesn't.
I don't like coasters. Anybody knows it's so weird. Like, we cover theme parks, but I don't like roller coasters.
He had to ride Slinky Dog, and I knew he wasn't very happy about that because he doesn't like it.
Some about I don't like coasters.
I do.
I'm in the wrong business.
You like Thunder Mountain?
It's not really a coaster.
It kind of is.
It's okay. The drop. I don't like big drops.
Okay.
That's what it is. I can ride a coaster. I don't have a problem with a coaster, but when the coaster goes in,
you're not gonna like that one then, for sure.
Done. I can't handle it. My stomach can't handle it.
Okay, a couple other things. So they have they had the Orange Bird mugs or the cups at Epcot for the International Flower Garden. They look kind of like this. This actually is not one of them. This is actually a bank, but I think it's the same mold. It might be a little larger.
A little bit different.
But I think it's about the same mold. They look like this, but apparently they are sold out, which I knew was going to happen. They're trying to get more in. They do not know when they're going to be coming back in, but they have more coming. So if you haven't gotten one of these guys, don't worry. Well, one that looks like this. Don't worry. They will be getting more in. But it's funny to me because when I saw it, I was like, I know that. That looks just like this, which is actually a bank. So
yeah, I actually had one of those when I was a kid. I had the original Orange Bird sippy cup, and he had the little. It was almost like a crown with the
Orange Bird.
Yeah. All right, so we'll wrap it up talking about Avengers Endgame. They did drop a new trailer today, and it's got pretty much everybody in it.
Well, no, everybody who's survived.
Still alive.
Yeah,
still alive. So.
I want to know why Black Widow's hair is red in some scenes and blonde in other. And they have her hair changing length several times too, which I noticed.
I think that is going to play into it. Now, we speculated before about time travel.
Yeah, the rumor on the internet has been a lot of people saying that time travel. And they're like, oh, no, that's not what it is. But they make a lot of comments on this that kind of indicate time and starting over and things like that. So we'll see. But I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. All right, so Avengers Endgame does open on April 26th. I think everybody's going to go see it. It's going to be a huge movie. They're talking it might be the biggest opening of all time.
Yep, we'll see.
Which I believe could be the case. So definitely, follow that. We'll follow Avengers on thekingdominsider.com. Go to thekingdominsider.com. We're going to actually be adding more features to our community. I'm working on that right now. We're going to have a Disney
live
Q&A.
Streams
We're going to be doing live streams.
There, yeah.
Go there. Go to Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. We're going to be doing more content on YouTube. And, we'll definitely be talking to you guys later.
Bye.
And the Orange Bird, too.
Bye.
Goodbye.